Hi everybody! In today's video, I will be doing an easy everyday makeup tutorial for Southeast Asian features. Unfortunately, as I was recording this video, my mic cut off midway, so that is why I'm doing this voiceover. However, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is using my NYX Plump Right Back Primer. I'm going to be pumping 2 pumps onto my hand and then just spreading that all over my face. And while I let that dry, I'm going to move on to my eyebrows. So I just like to use pretty much any brown eyebrow pencil. Mine is the MCoBeauty one. And what I'm trying to describe here is pretty much I feel like on Southeast Asian girls, I personally feel like a straight brow kind of looks better. So I do a very softer curve because I do have a natural arch. But I am pretty much just brushing it out very softly. And moving on to the eyes, because we don't really have a very big eyelid, I like to use a white shadow to kind of accentuate what we already have. I'm just going in with the Polite Society VIP palette and just going all over my lid. I then just grab another brush and using a light brown shade, and I'm kind of just blending it into the crease so it doesn't look as sharp and crazy. But yeah, I go ahead and just blend that, and I will eventually use a fluffier brush that I use to just blend it out even more. With makeup looks, I like to stick to warmer tone colors purely because I just feel like that really accentuates our tone more. We do have more of a brownish, soft, earthy olive skin, so I really feel like warm tones are better than cool tones. Obviously, cool tones are beautiful, depends on the occasion and the look, but me personally, I like to stick to warm. Oh my god, I'm going too fast. Okay, I then go in with my NYX liquid eyeliner, and what I'm trying to describe here is that I personally do not like to put my liquid eyeliner all over my eyelid. As I said before, our eyelids are already so small, I personally don't feel like it looks flattering. So what I do is I just do my wing at the very corner. As you can see, I do not move it up, I do not put it above my eyeball, it's purely just in the corner, and I feel like that is more flattering. Also, with hooded eyes and small eyelids, it's very difficult to do eyeliner with closed eyes. So my best tip and trick is to always do a wing with open eyes because you can really see the actual shape it's going to give. Next, I am doing my eyelashes and I'm using my Shiseido eyelash curler and of course my flower nose mascara. If you have Asian lashes and you are not using this mascara, I think that is crazy. I pretty much always used to use waterproof mascara because it was the only thing that would keep my lashes up, but in doing so, my lashes were getting damaged, they were like falling out, so this one is perfect. Also, as you can see with my application, I am just wiggling the wand up on my lashes because I feel like that sticks to it a little bit more. I'm also then going in with the NYX eyeliner that I used before, and I'm using that on my waterline. I don't typically do this every single day. This is kind of just when I feel like it. So yeah, the next thing that I use is my Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. I'm using this in 26W, and I pretty much just go in and put that all over my face the same way I did with the primer, because our primer should most definitely be dry by now and be able to take whatever products we put on top of it. Please also note that the products that I use is tailored towards my skin type, so I have very dry skin. If you yourself have very oily skin, this may not work very well for you. There may be different products that you need, but everything that I use is for my dry skin. Also, for us Southeast Asian girls, we have eczema, so that is why I use these specific products. So the next thing I'm doing is using my disgusting beauty blender. Please ignore that, but I am pretty much just blending everything on my face. I personally prefer to use a beauty blender over a foundation brush. I just feel like, I don't know, it goes on smoothly and better for me. I then use this Rare Beauty under eye brightener because, as you can see, my dark circles are horrendous. I really despise them, so I try to cover them as much as possible. So I go in with this first and I kind of put them on like the areas that I wanted highlighted, so I also put it on top of my forehead. Next is my personal holy grail product. It is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I know everybody uses concealer, and I feel like it's low-key 2016 as well, but it really does the job for me. Unlike any other concealer that I've used, I do really appreciate the thickness, and when I have really dark under eye circles, and I usually always do, this is perfect for me. So I am using the color Light Medium 29N. Here I am feeling myself. Also, it was so hot in my bathroom, so that is why I'm pretty much sweating throughout this entire video. The next product I use is my Rare Beauty Joy Liquid Blush. I actually use a lot of Rare Beauty, I did not even realize that. But I put this on top of my nose first while I'm waiting for my under eye concealer to dry, and I look like a clown right now, but that's okay. It'll all be blended eventually. But personally, I feel like with warmer tones, warmer blushes are also the best. I personally would not go for a neon blush. I kind of lean towards the more corally, like warmer pinks. I'm now just blending out the chin concealer that I put on there and above my eyebrows, because like I said, I have a natural arch, so it's kind of a bit dark there, so I do like to conceal. And I'm still waiting for my concealer to dry, and it's still very hot in the bathroom, so that's where I'm at. And then back in with my crusty dusty beauty blender, I blend out my under eyes, and it is probably my favorite part because I feel pretty again. I'm just kidding, but I really do not like my dark circles, so I do my best to cover them. I do also feel like mine are genetic because I've used a lot of under eye creams and serums and they just don't give. Oh, she's dancing again. But yeah, so doing my best to cover that. I go back in with my blush and then I put that on my cheekbone, and I put way too much. If you use Rare Beauty, that was a lot. So now I'm going to be blending all that out. Thanks a lot. Next, I'm just going in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and another one of my favorite steps, really mattifies everything, makes my skin look absolutely flawless. And I know these are not products that are unknown. I know they've been circulating the beauty industry for a very long time, but I just think they're classics. They always work. That is why I stick to them every single day. And yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of does look more mattified, and especially in person, I do get a lot of compliments saying that my skin looks very, flawless, which is such a great compliment. Oh my god, I went too fast again, but sorry. For my blush, I'm using the Lily Bread Love Beam Blur Cheek in number 4. I'm just putting that all over my cheeks, over the Rare Beauty blush that I put on. I was sweating. God, that's so sad. And then I put it on top of my nose because I actually really like that look. You don't have to. I then go in with my bronzer, which is the City Bronzer by Maybelline. It is in medium cool. Oopsies, I'm using a cool tone bronzer. But it's very light, so it doesn't really do much. I just do a very light layer anyway. And then I go back in with a fluffy brush and I do my nose contour, which arguably the most important step in makeup is the nose contour. And then going back to my eyes, I go back into the VIP palette and I use the shimmery color, which I then put in the corners of my eye. I usually do this every day. If I don't, I will then just do a white shadow. Again, too fast. Okay. this is my disgusting Berry M lip liner that I got in the Philippines. I don't know if you can get it in Australia, but I only saw it in the Philippines. And I'm just lining my lips. For some reason, I did not record myself doing my whole lips. So after this, I go in with the Rare Beauty Nearly Apricot color, which as I'm reading now is a liquid eyeshadow, but I put that on my lips. So it comes out matte looking like that. I did not know that was a liquid eyeshadow. Oopsie daisies. So anyways, this is the finished look. Me feeling myself again, but I hope you enjoyed and I hope you got some really good tips for your Southeast Asian features. Yay! Love you guys. Bye!